Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Scott Ashton. I'm the CEO of the Oceanside Chamber of Commerce, and I'm glad to welcome you here to our Advancing Oceanside podcast. Our guest today is Peter Weiss. Peter currently serves as the mayor of Oceanside, and he is running for the District 4 council seat in November. And Peter recently received the endorsement of the Oceanside Chamber of Commerce, and we're glad to have him here with us today. How are you, Peter?
I'm doing well, Scott. Thank you very much.
Good. Well, thanks for making time on your schedule for us. Well, Peter, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. And first, Scott, I want to thank you and the Chamber for that endorsement. I think it means quite a bit to me personally and hopefully to the community as well. But as you said, my name's Peter Weiss and I'm currently the mayor. I'm a civil engineer by training and I have decades of experience as a leader in our city. I was the city engineer, I was the public works director, and I spent almost 7 years as the city manager. So I think I'm familiar and qualified with all aspects of city government. My wife and I raised 4 kids who all attended El Camino High School. And over the years, I've been active in the Boy Scouts and in a variety of youth sports programs. In fact, I'm still active in the community and I coach inline hockey. If they were playing right now, I'd be out there with them, but obviously they're not. But I also do music. I play guitar and sing and provide entertainment at various events, venues throughout the community, which include a couple bars and then the Emerald Isle Golf Club in Arrowwood. So people have seen me out there and hopefully I'll see them out there again soon.
Great. So yeah, I'm curious, in 2018, you were appointed as mayor of Oceanside. So what's behind your decision to run for council rather than the mayoral seat?
So as you mentioned, I was appointed, and it was, part of it was because former Mayor Jim Wood had to resign due to health issues. And in fact, he recommended me for the position. So back at that time, the council had a choice to either appoint or call a special election. And I ended up getting that appointment. And whether I should or shouldn't have at that time, I committed to serving out for former Mayor Wood's term. And I had stated that I would not run once I finished that term. And my intention was to not run for either of the offices. So one, I didn't want to go back on my word, partly because there were a number of candidates who relied on that to then enter the mayor's race. But I also, once I saw who had stated and expressed an interest in running for District 4, I had to make the decision, and I got approached by several people in the community and community groups to push me to run. It was a concern I had, particularly about Oceanside's future and recognizing the importance of maintaining a stable and positive council. And my concern was, in looking at the comments that some of my opponents were making, that was at risk. So I want to make sure that the council continues the progress Oceanside has made in recent years. And I know that I have the skills, experience, and qualifications to do just that.
Great. Well, as you know, you have the chamber endorsement. We want very much to see you elected. But when you are elected, what do you hope to accomplish?
So I've been, as being part of the city for so long and dealing with what we're going through now, I think my priority is not in any rated order, but just overall, we need to do something to address the ongoing homelessness issues. We need to start I know we're not going to solve it, but we need to start continuing to advance and deal with homelessness issues. My priority is going to include public safety and protecting our police services, code enforcement and blight elimination, improving our parks and youth recreation programs. And one of the big ones for our tourism industry is getting and keeping sand on our beaches. I want to expand our focus on attracting and retaining businesses. And I also want to expand housing opportunities across all income levels, not necessarily just the low end, but we need to put a focus on workforce and entry-level housing so we can keep people from having to commute from the Inland Empire to jobs that are here. Okay.
So for the sake of our Oceanside business community and our residents, why you and why now?
Well, I think we've been very successful in creating a great place to live. If you ignore the last few months with COVID, we've created a vibrant downtown with lots of fun things to do. And talent follows place and investment follows talent. So we've created something here that I think is unique, and we have to take advantage of that. We need that increased investment to attract and retain businesses and create good paying jobs so we can live and work in Oceanside instead of commuting. I bring a sensible and balanced approach to issues and understand that compromise is necessary to improve the quality of life for all. I mean, to me, the local level is no place for extreme positions either way. We need to be able to work together and develop a team atmosphere where we can collectively advance Oceanside. I mean, I'm committed to maintaining stability in the positive investment environment we've created so we can enhance the programs and services that we've provided to the community. But given all the recent COVID issues, we need to focus on keeping small businesses strong and making it easier for entrepreneurs to start up. To me, small business is the cornerstone of a healthy economy, and we have to do everything we can to protect, save, and enhance their ability to get back to work and make money.
Yeah, absolutely. So in your time as mayor, how would you say Oceanside has improved?
Well, if you look at, we've expanded senior and youth programs at El Corazon. If you look at the fields, the aquatic center we're building, the new wing to the senior center, within the next 2 years, I think there's going to be a significant improvement to programming for all of our seniors and our youth programs. I mean, we've collectively, with the Chamber's support, approved a measure to add funding to improve streets, parks, and delivery of public services. I mean, we have expanded our homeless assistance efforts. We now have a sobering services it's in town. We've worked on a homeless hiring program, and coordinating with the county, we now have some mental health services through a crisis stabilization unit, which we need to do more of. And these efforts can't be done alone. There's not one person that can do that. They need to take a willingness to work together. And I think that's key. We have to be able to work together and develop partnerships with public and private entities. I've supported developing a positive partnership with Miracosta College, where they will target and implement skills and jobs training for specific needs within our community. And not only does that keep local companies strong, it develops a talent base, making Oceanside a magnet for investors of all sizes. These last few months have been challenging for all of us, the city included. And we're facing significant reductions in revenues that have the potential for impacting city services. I mean, we've adopted a balanced budget, and my focus has been, and if elected, will continue to be, maintaining fiscally sustainable policies that support our core services that we need to keep providing in an effort to get through all this.
Thank you. So, I mean, earlier you mentioned COVID. We all know the impacts that's had on our community, just the devastation. How do you see Oceanside's future?
Well, I think I see Oceanside's future as bright, and I have to stay optimistic. Is it possible to stay optimistic in dark times? I think the answer is yes. Optimism matters more now than it ever has, because what we think and how we feel determine what we do. And what we do day after day creates our future. We need to get businesses back open. We need to support the local economy. We need to find ways to, whether it's ourselves at the state level or federal level, to get businesses back open and support those that are struggling. And it's not just the small businesses. I mean, we're seeing, landlords, and I don't mean large real estate investment trusts or corporate apartments. We're seeing the small mom and pop landlords struggling because they're not getting income, and yet they still have to make their bank payments. We need to find ways to help them. And to me, it's going to rely on collaboration and cooperation, and that's desperately needed now. Whether it's business, government, civic organizations, citizens, we are all going to need to work together to overcome some of these challenges. I think we can do it, and we just need to believe that. Once we do believe, I think all the rest becomes possible. When you stay focused on what matters, you can make thoughtful decisions from a place of calmness. Good decisions have good outcomes, and good outcomes show that progress is possible even in hard times.
So I've been watching politics in Oceanside since I moved here from the East Coast in 1996, and there is never a dull moment in regard to Oceanside's politics. But it seems like the stakes increase each time. So what do you believe is at stake with Oceanside's elections this year?
I think actually a lot. Looking at the candidates for District 4 and actually District 3 as well, I believe we are at a major crossroads for the city. To me, it's a fundamental choice between continuing the economic prosperity we are experiencing or stagnating. If you look at just in District 4, the 3 key action words from one of my opponents, it's saved, stopped, opposed. If you look at mine, it's supported, encouraged, promoted. If your future for Oceanside is save, stop, and oppose, and I'm not the person for the job. But if you recognize the prosperity we've created, realize your increased property values, enjoy the new businesses we have, and over the last few years, such as Bagby's, LTH, Privateer. These people have invested in Oceanside's future and have taken a chance. If you appreciate the new businesses and jobs we've created and want someone on the city council who will continue those efforts, then I'm your candidate.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate your sensitivity to the needs of our small businesses, and that you realize, the important role that they play in the quality of life here in our community. So that's a big part of why the Chamber is proud to endorse you. But there's just about 60 days left. We'll be walking right alongside you between now and the elections, and working towards that victory. So thank you for taking time to be with us on our podcast today. And for those of you watching, thanks for participating in the Advance Oceanside podcast, and we will look forward to seeing you next time.